Well, thank you again, Madam Chair. As the longest-serving member of this board, it is a real honor to present this next commendation to our friend, Joe Stines, who's retiring after 30 years of dedicated public service here in Hillsborough County. This time I'd like to invite Joe. Would you please come up? Well, Joe, I guess I'm sorry to say that after all of this board's asking, begging, and Commissioner Miller's threats against you, you've still decided to retire, and we're happy for you. But at the same time, it's we're certainly sad to see you leave. You have worked tirelessly to promote and advance our library system, and I learned very early on about your passion and commitment here at our libraries. The very first motion I made on this board was to enlarge the Upper Tampa Bay Library, and I learned at that time what a model public servant that you are. Shortly after that, there was a former assistant county administrator that had an idea about putting some massive Hillsborough County facility, a transportation facility, right smack in the middle of Seffner. And it certainly wasn't the appropriate place for a facility like that to be in a neighborhood. And being a parks guy and a youth sports advocate, I went to our also former park director and said, hey, what do you think about putting a park here? And the gentleman said, no, Seffner doesn't need a park. So I went to Joe, and I said, Joe, what do you think about library? He immediately embraced the idea. He really, not only in Seffner, but the entire Hillsborough County, always knows or knew exactly what the community needs, exactly what the community wants. And thanks to Joe's leadership, we were able to get the funding, fast-track that project, and now we have a beautiful Seffner Mango library there. And I just knew back then, working with you, really what a pleasure it was. And this county would be a much, much better county if every Hillsborough County employee had your dedication and passion for public service. Before I read the commendation, I would like to point out a couple of your accomplishments. Served as an adjunct faculty member at USF School of Library and Information Science. Completed Eckerd College's Leadership Development Program in 2002. Member of the 2005 Leadership Tampa Alumni Class. Member of the American Library Association and Public Library Association. Served as president of the Tampa Bay Library Consortium. Served in 1999 as chairman of the Florida Library Association's Legislative Committee. From 1999 to 2002, served on the board of directors of the Southeastern Library Network. In your 30 years of service, 23 of them as director, we've opened the Austin Davis Public Library in '93, followed by another 15 libraries and numerous renovations and expansions. In '95, offered public access computers and internet, established partnership libraries with the school board. 2006, launched our cyber mobile bus that has internet access. 2013, established our online card catalog. Opened the Hive Community Innovation Center. And throughout 2014, celebrated the centennial year of public libraries in Hillsborough County. Our historic West Tampa Branch Library turned 100 years old this January. And also implemented a program that I initiated called NetSmarts, which taught children the dangers about predators online. And Joe was responsible for that. Joe, just can't thank you enough for everything you've done for our community, for our libraries. And it's just been an honor to know you as a friend. I know some of the board members want to make some comments. We have a lot of your friends here here to support you. And when we do take a photo, I would like to invite them to come up and join us with the photograph. And I just want to say, you have not only established such a strong foundation here, but you have created one of the premier library systems in all of the United States. You don't know how often it is that someone will come up to me and say, I'm from this county, or I'm from this state, and our libraries aren't anything like you have here in Hillsborough County. And that's a testament to you, my friend. So we're going to miss you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you want to say a few words now, or would you like to wait?
I'll wait.
Okay, good. And I do want to recognize two of our former commissioners here. They're in the audience, Jan Platt and Joe Chalura, who served this community well, again, helping with the libraries, too. So, Commissioner Miller.
Joe, we've had this conversation before. Where do you think you're going? Mr. Merrill, didn't you tear that paperwork up and throw it in the garbage? I mean, no, seriously, Joe. The short period of time I had to work with you has been a pleasure, and you know, you have in your heart exactly what the library should be. We have the prototype of the most outstanding libraries, not only in the state, probably in this country. You look at the Seminole Heights Library, what they had before and what they have now. It's just a work of art that they put there. The Robert Saunders Library that's now going up, I see it coming out the ground each and every day. That's your work. And before you leave, the Blythe Andrews Library, I know that they're starting to look at what happens to happen there. But all the libraries across this county that you have had your hands, heart, brains, and eyes on are just commendable. So even though you're leaving us, we want to thank you for the service that you've given this county, specifically in our libraries where people sometimes don't have the opportunity to have books in their homes or computers in their homes. You've given them that opportunity to open up their minds, whether they're young, middle age, or old. It's because of you. And I know you said you're going to live in Mexico or something like that. I guess you're going to open up libraries down there too, huh? But we want to thank you for what you've done for this county, your vision that you've given to this county. I don't know who will replace you, but those shoes will be tough to fill. So thank you so very much. May you enjoy your retirement. I tried to talk you out of it, but I guess I just wasn't able to make it click. But enjoy your future endeavors and your time down in Mexico. And anytime you change your mind and want to come back here and work for the county, we can make it happen. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Chris.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Joe, to follow up on all the great things that have been said, you know, in capacity as a commissioner and even previous to this, over the years, I've worked with you on various different projects, one of which is currently still underway, and that's the library for the university area. And, you know, it isn't often I run across a professional that takes their job as seriously as you do. You know, this is more than a 9-to-5 for you. This is your legacy. And while you will be moving on in retirement, you'll actually still be staying here in many, many ways. And there's thousands, tens of thousands of families and children that have benefit and that will continue to benefit because of the legacy that you leave behind. I see our educators in the audience, and there was a time where I thought I wanted to be a teacher, and but then when I really thought about it, I figured, gosh, you know, I get too attached to things, so every year I'd be losing my students and I'd be suffering over it. And today I feel like the student losing the teacher and suffering over it. But I wish you well. I love Mexico. Hopefully it's a good, comfortable bed. We'll see you down there. Si habla español. But I'm very envious and wish you very, very well. And thank you so much for all that you've done here for all of us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Chris. And I want to say, Joe, your tenure has been stellar. We have more volunteers, the Friends of the Library groups that are in each of the libraries now. It's outstanding, the volunteer groups. And the relationships you've fostered and strengthened over the years between not just us, the city of all the cities, Temple Terrace, the city of Tampa, Plant City. I think it's just so commendable. And I always liked what you always said, you know, we learn something new every day. That's always been a motto that you've kind of lived by. And I think that that just shows, you know, your willingness to always look actually outside the box, too. I know I came to you with many ideas. Can we do this with libraries? You know, technology is the key. And you were always willing to go the extra mile to explore every idea out there. And that's that really shows your great leadership with the library system here in Hillsborough County. You'll always be remembered. I thank you so much for all you've contributed to this county. And in helping foster that relationship we have with reading and with books and teaching our children about literacy. I mean, that's a very important foundation to everything we do. So I thank you very much. And Commissioner Hagan, what would you come up for a picture? Okay. Yes, you do want to
Well,
say something?
I do want to thank the board and all the previous boards. I wished I could remember how many commissioners I've stood before, but I can't. It's been too many, but I know that special Joe Chaleur and Jan Platt are here. And all the boards have been very receptive to the library, and I really appreciate that. Your support and your partnership with the library is what has made the library very strong. I've also now worked for 4 county administrators with Fred Carl. I think I'm the last that was appointed by Fred Carl. And each of them have been very supportive. I will say Mike has really challenged me to think outside the box. He thinks outside the box, and I appreciate and I want to thank him personally for that. I do think our libraries have reached a plateau, and it's just going to be fantastic with your support, what they can do for the people. And I do want to mention the people. I have been blessed with this job because of all the great people out in the county. Building those libraries and spending hours in every little corner where we've had a library built, I have met the most wonderful people and people who have just been so supportive, people that didn't know a lot about libraries but fell in love with libraries. And I know that's why you're here, because you care about the people and what they're interested in. And it is true. I like learning something new every day. I like to wake up with a new idea every day. But there's a lot of people out there that feel the same way, and that's what the library is all about. And I am very grateful for that time and for that. I do want to thank Mike for one more final present that he's given me. While I was in Mexico just recently, Tom Fast put together a fantastic interview process with members of our friends and our library board and several other individuals from both the county and the city. And they interviewed nationwide for my replacement. And I think the entire process was perfect. It was just fantastic. And I knew I had my favorite going in, but I went to Mexico. I didn't have anything to do with that. And when I got back, I have learned that your new library director, and I'd like to bring him up, was a member of my staff, is a member, and will be your new director. Andrew Breidenbach, will you come up, please? And Andrew has worked at the library 19 years, 8 to 18 years. Luckily, I got to say I was director, so he came when I hired. But he has done about everything you can do in the library. Every assignment that I have given him, he has excelled at it. He's smarter than I am. He's technologically much more advanced than I am. He's visionary, and you don't have to worry about the shoes. His feet are bigger than mine. But he is going to make a remarkable impact on this county, and he is a true team player. And I urge you to give him the same support and work with him, because I know he will give it back to you. So I think this county is in wonderful, the library's in good hands with all of you, and I appreciate all of the friends of the library. Many are here today, Jan and Joe, who don't have to come out and do all this, but they spend hours working for the library, both of them, as well as a lot of other citizens. And so that's what makes the library so wonderful. It's that partnership with all of you. And I will think of all of you in Mexico, and you're all welcome to come. If I don't have beds, I have hammocks. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Joe. We will miss you. And actually, I'd like for all the friends of the library to stand up so we can also say thank you to you today. That's great. Thank you all for coming. Would you all like to come up and be in the picture with us? Come on up. How about 2 different groups? Group shots? I thought, or do you want to do another group? Yeah, the group that was up here now would go to their seats, and then the ones. Okay, so you all come up, and then we'll just do another photo. No, Joe, you stay.
Joel needs to go this way.
Yeah. And maybe another couple people on this side.